Hey, Corey with Creative Habitats going into some of the ideas with you. So I know we looked mostly at the back, but I just also wanted to review the front as well. So you have the idea of moving your lantana to here. When you do that, I highly recommend getting about 6 bags of Miracle-Gro garden soil, some color burst fertilizer. Cut these back because they're going to wilt a lot. And when you move them over here, you got to keep them watered for about 2 weeks. Other thing, trim these bushes, trim about a third off of these, fertilize them with a high nitrogen fertilizer, water them like crazy. And then you also talked about adding limelight hydrangeas back here. That is a great idea. In this section right here, you've got some moss starting to grow. You could capitalize on this, keep this perpetually wet. Also, you could add hosta through here. Go online, there's a number of really amazing, unique looking hosta that you could look at. You may want to try Brent and Becky's bulbs or Terracea Farms. Both of those would have hosta in a bulb form, and you can pick out something unique. Or as you get closer to the fall, whenever mums come out, you could put those in here. They're going to die the first frost, but if you want some color, that is an option. Also, bed lines. If you get a crisp, clean bed line in here, it will make all the difference in the world. Bed lines that look good are more important than plants that look good. So expand this bed line, make it crisp and clear, and then perhaps the daylilies that are in your fern, that are mixed in with the ferns, transplant those daylilies up here. Also, limb up these trees. That too will make a world of difference in how this looks. Coming down through here, we're in the backyard right now, walking off of your back upper deck. What I recommend doing is getting more southern shield fern, planting it through here, pressure washing this, overall just giving this a good cleanup. While you're on that project, be careful of poison ivy. Notice the 1, 2, 3, or on this side, 1, 2, 3. 3 leaves. That is a sure sign of ivy, poison ivy. So watch out for it. This is taken from the top of the back deck. So the lines that you paint with your patio, the lines that you paint with your grass, will make the most dramatic difference on the way this is viewed and experienced. If I put a couple ferns in here, or even if I drew them in here, you're still going to see this way before you see those couple of ferns. So these lines are very critical. Again, I highly recommend limbing up trees and then cleaning back here. That will make this area look well kept. Even a good layer of pine straw through here, once everything is done, will. It's like if you have a junkyard and you cover it in snow, it suddenly looks beautiful. If you cover all this in pine straw, although I do think your backyard is beautiful, nature did a good job. But if you do pine straw through here and get it neat, it will make a world of difference. I do also recommend taking this down, and then understand that we need to cover these pipes up with some dirt. But I do think this needs to come down, limb everything up, and I think it'll make a world of difference. On your flagstone, anyone can lay flagstone. It takes a lot of work to lay flagstone with skill. Every 100 square foot from our production rates take about 16 man hours. So that means 100 square foot would take the average person 2 to 3 days to do that. You have a couple hundred square feet here. My recommendation would be to do concrete as an extension here. This is the guy that we use for concrete. He does a great job. I recommend him. This is what concrete could look like right here. Couple other things. Now, I know you've got the resource of all your flagstone here, and who wants to throw that away? Use this in the grass to lead to the threshold here, and then lead down to the fire pit. In the fire pit, we could cover this area with slate or red rock, or just plain old gravel. Those are options on that. On your trellis, get some rope lights on those. That can look really good. And also, then lastly, these strange objects. This is your canoes. This is your really amazing car. You could do some sort of a backdrop with this, whether it be from a mail order thing, or this fella right here Darn, I can't believe I cut off that number. I can get it for you. R.C. Higgins. He's expensive probably, but he's an amazing talent, and he could probably do something back here with a big old white sheet of paper that would look unbelievable. So just stimulating some ideas on that. Make sure that you thin out the woods, and both on front of your fence and then behind your fence as well. Come into this area. What can we do with this? Cleanup is a good start, and then this is another idea. Take these ferns, move them down here so this area looks full. This is a camellia, Sasanqua camellia. It will be bloomed ideally in the fall. So these are elephant ear. Another good plant that would be very interesting here is Bengal tiger canna. This is Japanese forest grass, really striking yellow foliage. So that is one that I recommend in here. And then you could add color, whether that be mums, snapdragons, or pansies. You could add color right in here in this front area. This is pretty straightforward. Remove the daylilies, put them up front. Add PG hydrangea, vitex, or serviceberry. Any of those trees placed right in the center will make a world of difference. And that is what I've got for you on this tour. In terms of this work, there is a lot of work to be done. Maybe it's something you can handle easily, but if you don't think it is, let me know and I'll work you some numbers. Things that we could do. We could do pressure washing. We could be smoothing the ground where everyone's going to be sitting. We could seed that with rye. We can limb up trees. We could do the planting in the front and some of the bush trimming. So at any rate, just wanted to let you know that these are things that we could do. We could create your fire pit and set your flagstone. Any of that we can do. So beyond that, you have my number, 319-4223, 334-319-4223. With any questions that you have, feel free to give me a call. I'm always eager to answer your questions and help people out. Thank you again, Corey with Creative Habitats Landscaping.